All right, so let's have an introductory class for probability. Okay, so probability. Now, like I must say, I mean, most of the concepts in probability, as you've always known, you already know most of these. At least you did you do probability in the high school? You did probability in the high school and all that thing. So, I mean, it's not really going to be so different from what you already know. But we're just going to brush up just so we understand and then look at the application aspect of it. I mean, those that are relevant to the GNRE, so that you, I mean, we can be sure we've tackled everything that we needed to tackle. All right. So let's just look at it as an introductory. I mean, just like we know, probability has to do with events. I mean, we are looking at chances that something could happen or something could occur. So, for instance, if you have, let's say, set of numbers, okay? I mean, you have set of numbers, and then you want to find out chances that you are going to get, let's say, 1 to 5. You want to find out chances that you are going to, let's say, assuming you've kept them in an enclosed bucket or something, and you want to pick one randomly. You want to find the probability of you picking 2. You know that 2 is just one, so you only have one chance of picking that. So that becomes a 1 out of the entire thing, which is what? 1 over what? 5. So it's more like P of what? The required over what? P of what? The entire, the entire thing, the total. I just want to represent it with something like this. So if that is the case, then in the example I just gave, it's going to be 1 over 5. It means that we have 4 totals, and there's only one chance that you can. What about an aspect that we decide to use something like a spinner? Okay, as you decide to spin the spinner, and you want to find out probability of you getting a particular thing. Of course, it depends on the number, what is on the spinner. So let's represent maybe such numbers as, let's say, we have, let's say this is a spinner, and then you're going to spin this way. You have 7 here, you have 5 here, you have 3 here, you have 2 here. Assuming you are going to spin this, and you want to find out, you want to use features or what you know numbers to be. Instead of what's the probability of getting an even number. So definitely all of them are going to go with this. So even number. So in this case I'm putting this out of the total. Is that not it? Let me use T for instance. So what's the probability of getting an even number from this? If you spin, what's the probability that the spin is going to fall on 2? I mean, if you decide to spin the spinner, what's the probability that it's going to, the arrow is going to fall on 2? 1 over 4. So it means that in this case, the probability is 1 over 4. What's the probability of you getting, let's say, a prime number? Probability of you getting a prime number, let's say. Sorry? Is what?
4 out of 4.
Why? So it means that I wanted you to say something. If you are going to get certainty, it's certain you are going to get what? A prime number. And what is basically the definition for a prime number? A prime number is a number that has 1 in itself. Is that okay? So, basically that is it. As what? Factors. Very important. So that is why 2 is the only number that doubles as such. So if it happens that way, it means the probability of you getting a prime number is what? Certainty. It's certain. It's 1. The probability is equal to 1. Okay. Probability of an event is equal to 1. It means certainty. What of a probability of you getting a number? Probability of you getting greater than a number greater than 10. What's the probability of getting a number greater than 10? That is uncertain. So in this case, you say the probability, which is PE, is equal to 0, because it's impossible. Let's say it's impossible. It can't happen. All right. So basically, that's what you're trying to say. Okay. What about probability of you getting an odd number? Probability of you getting an odd number. 3 out of 4. Okay. So in that case, we have what? 3 over 4 as what? Basically. So basically, this is, more like a simpler way in understanding probability. So if you know that certainty is 1, then you should know that there's no probability that is more than 1. So if you are solving anything at all and then your calculator is already giving you figures that are more like 1 point something, 20, 40, I mean, my brother, reset your calculator and retry. As simple as that. So that is basically it. So we are going to delve deeper into it, but before that, I mean, you consider this as an introductory, lesson 2. The deeper one that we are about to. Any question at this stage? All right.